Hello. So I had a very nice email from someone with a couple of questions, and I'm responding to those questions. One of the questions is how to get in touch with one's feelings. Sometimes it feels I'm kind of sedated and I really want to get in touch with my feelings, but I don't know how to. Now the answer to that is that we always are. There's no separating ourselves from our feelings any more than a fish can separate itself from the water it's in, or we can separate ourselves from the air that we live in. The thing is to notice what the feelings are. And even if that seems to be a sedated kind of numbness, there is an element of essential calm there, and that's a feeling, that's an emotion. And whether it seems to be a negative thing, that numbness, it doesn't take much to tune into this welcoming of that state of, this is all okay as it is. Because really, it's about tuning into the frequency that we want, tuning into the emotion that we want. It's not about reaching for an emotion that's different to this. It's all kind of going on at the same time. So, in those situations where you're feeling, I want to get in touch with my feelings and I can't, just say to yourself, this is the feeling I want right now. This acceptance. I accept right now exactly this. I could call it numbness. I don't need to call it anything. I don't need the words. I just accept this. I welcome this. This is it. This is right. This is how things are. No doubt the universe is unfolding as it should, and I embrace it. And what happens is when you stop resisting what is, the feelings move. The feelings flow. Like water that's not dammed up. And soon you start to feel, naturally, a different emotion. And because you've been non-resistant, and because who we really are is pure love, the emotion that starts to be called to you is a more enjoyable, positive emotion. So then you allow that, and savour that, and enjoy that. And then that can be transformed into a more delicious one. And it's like this gentle rising. Instead of, I don't want to be in this state of numbness, sedation, I want something else, I want something else, I want something else, I'm resisting, I'm resisting, I'm resisting, I'm resisting, and then why is it still here, why is it still here, why is it still here, I want something else, I want something else. And really, the resistance is what keeps you stuck, and eventually it just makes you suffer more and more like a dam with this force of water pressing against it. We're naturally free, we're naturally open, we're naturally flowing with the life force of the universe, which includes our emotional roller coaster and our emotional current that courses through. So that's that was question one. Question two is about how to make people, my family, my friends, who I love, how to make them more interested in what I'm interested in these ideas of creating my own reality and finding out who I really am and being the best me and the fact we're all one. Some people just aren't interested in that. How do I make them more interested? And as Joshua French, I certainly have experienced that feeling before, wanting to tell people about this. I mean, look at me. I'm talking into a camera into a YouTube audience, basically sharing. Like a bucket that no longer has... Okay, imagine a bucket with a hole in it and all the water's draining away because there's this feeling of lack. So all the energy drains away. And then imagine that you realise there is no lack, that everything is one, that we are whole, everything is already all right. And then the bucket starts to fill, it starts to fill, it starts to fill. And then it fills so much that it starts to overflow. It's like this flourishing fountain, and you want to channel it somewhere. And the desire, natural desire, is to share it with the people you love. But the thing is, if they're not ready to hear it, then they never will. And the more you try and push it on someone, the more they will resist. So don't. Just enjoy it yourself. Do the things that feel right in terms of your own experience, not trying to alter someone else's experience. What would be fun for you? What would be most fulfilling for you? Because it's not changing someone else's life. It's doing what makes you come alive, and then naturally, your light will shine so bright, so enticingly, so tantalizingly, so clearly that people will be drawn to you and will be asking you, what are you doing? What's going on? You seem good. Is there anything, can I spend more time with you? And they might not even ask you to teach them something, but you will lead by example. And that's the best way to teach, just by doing nothing to change them, but just radiating who you really are. And then they recognise that who you really are is who they really are, which is who I am, which is who you are, which is love. Let's call it that. Thank you for asking the questions. I hope that video was useful.